Hey guys, welcome back to the Big Data Show where we talk about AI technology, anything innovative and cool, and super excited to have our guests today. We've got Mr. Harvey Tadman from the Circuit Group, which is a very innovative company when it comes to the music industry. So welcome to the show, Harvey.
Thank you, Nate. It's a pleasure to be here. Nice to be talking to someone that I respect and has taught me so much in such a little time of getting to know you. And also nice to be out of the heat from EDC Orlando for a little bit. So thank you for inviting me into the studio today.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, there's AC in here, which is highly necessary in Florida.
Hell yeah.
How's EDC going, by the way?
It's been great. Yesterday was the first day. We had 4 or 5 acts performing yesterday. So yeah, it was very. It's good to be here. You know, it's good to see the fans. The reason we do it is because we like to see smiling faces in the crowd, and
there's a lot of them.
Exactly, the best place to do that on scale is a place like EDC.
I will be one of them tomorrow. So
yeah, excited to host you there.
So Harvey, tell us about yourself. Circuit Group, like what makes Harvey cool? How'd you get started?
Sure. I mean, what makes me cool? I don't know. Probably the artists that we work with. They make me cool. They're the cool ones. I'm behind the scenes. We're lucky enough at Circuit now to be representing about 50 clients, mainly in dance music, some singer-songwriters, some pop, some creative people.
Any you can name drop?
I mean, some of the larger acts like Fisher, Chris Lake, Deadmau5, Nero, Noizu we just had yesterday, West End yesterday, EDC. We have Honey Love performing today. Fisher's coming into town tomorrow. We have Camden Cox, and Deadmau5 just got nominated for a Grammy yesterday, so that's exciting news.
I love Deadmau5 and Fisher.
And I could spend 20 minutes talking about how amazing all the other artists on our roster are too.
So you work with the best of the best in the EDM space.
We're very lucky to have carved out some great artists that we love answering the phone to. We have a no idiots rule. We like everyone we work with, everyone we're happy to.
It's hard not to work with idiots. They somehow get in there some way.
Well, sometimes the dollar bills show their face, and you're like, okay, this could be interesting. But I think we've learned over the years just that
stick with good people.
Yeah, stick with good people, and then you do it right.
I like it. So, how'd you get involved in the music industry?
This is my 20th year, funnily enough, and
you don't even look old enough for that.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I started off flyering in the streets. The first ever event I did, I was flyering in snow in Maidstone in Kent for a New Year's Eve event in 2004. So we started. That's when I started, and just got into it that way. I wanted to be a DJ. Originally, like at 14 years old, I was DJing in London in clubs, and it got to the point where you couldn't just be a DJ, you had to be able to make records. And that was a bit too far for me. I can't sing a lick. I'm not that great with melodies, You don't
really have to be a good singer anymore. That's what AI is for.
No, well, yeah, mate. So I was just in the wrong period of time, just after you had to make your own music, but before music could make itself for you. So,
right?
Yeah. So I just fell into helping people advise on what they should be doing. It's easy, I think, looking outside in for me and being able to do that. And that began a very fun 20-year
career. That's an impressive jump, man. You want to be a DJ, and now you're representing some of the most successful DJs in the industry. Yeah. So tell us about Circuit Group. What are you guys working on? I mean, you're the founder.
So Circuit is the third management company that I founded or co-founded, and it's each one has been an evolution of the last. So each one has sort of folded into the next one. The first one I founded with my business partner Brett Fisher. We were running at full speed, managing artists. We didn't even know what to name the company, and we just did the best job we could for our clients. The second evolution was Ayita. We had more of an idea of what we wanted our business model to be.
And Ayita, is that an acronym or is it just
Ayita is actually a girl's name, and it means the first to dance.
Cool, I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's Brett's idea.
Cool, man.
So I've got to give him kudos for that.
Yeah. We got you, Brett.
we co-founded that with some other guys as well. David Gray as well,
really?
One of my partners.
Cool. I didn't know that. David Gray is awesome.
Not the singer, actually.
Never mind then.
So this David Gray at some common name on Twitter, because David Gray is such a common name. But this was more focused on, okay, how do we support the managers, and how do we make sure that the managers are incentivized to do the best job they can for the artists?
Right.
And then Circuit Group is an evolution.
Well, how are you doing that? Let's rewind a little bit.
Sorry, we can go back.
Sure.
Just being fair on deals. Every company we worked with before, all the money always flowed up to the top. All of the the accolades and the kudos always went to the people at the top.
Sure.
But all of the legwork and the hard work was done by the people
business
below.
people. Yeah. Sure.
And we wanted to change that. And we feel like we've done it the best way we can, and we've had zero turnover of staff since we set up that company 7 years ago.
Right.
So we feel like that, the purpose for that is working.
So tell me about who else is involved too.
So then with Circuit Group, Circuit is Ayita and another company called 720.
Okay.
And 720 is Dean and Jessica Wilson.
Right.
They manage Dead Mouse and have Mousetrap Records and a great label services team and great staff as well. And Dean and I have actually worked together since I started in the industry from Maidstone and Kent.
Yeah,
So,
I spent some time with Dean in Los Angeles. Super cool guy, man. Super cool guy. He's actually picture perfect of what you think, like, a label producer, hustler would be like. He's awesome. Just like you.
Dean started by selling records out of the back of his van and driving up and down the south coast of England and selling records to shops. So we've been through many phases of the industry together, and now we feel like we're super aligned. We've both built good companies in parallel, and Circuit is our way of changing the future for better for our artists again. We've got the support of our staff, and we've been working with Chris Lake, for instance, since 2005.
Okay.
So we're fortunate enough to have a long illustrious career with these people, but now it's like, okay, how do we take it to the next step? None of us are on this earth forever. We all need retirement plans. We all need to be in control of our future, and we've seen a lot of VCs spin up, buying rights. You see Bruce Springsteen's gone and sold 100% of his catalogue, and there's a lot of artists that have done that, and we're getting offers all the time for our clients. But we work with these guys for, nigh on 20 years, and we know better than anyone how they think and what they want and how to support them, and we can have difficult conversations with them, and we've had to, over the years. That's part of our job. And we're like, okay, well, maybe there's another way we can do this that keeps the artists in control of their rights, and then when they want to sell it, then they're in control. Maybe they don't want to sell all of it right now.
Intellectual property play, so.
Exactly. So masters, publishing, if they have any brands they're spinning up, you see these people doing liquor brands and, merchandise, event companies. All of these things are their IP that they have built and control. And, if we were to sell it off, they would no longer have any control of that, and they would lose out on things they've built. So our idea with the Circuit Group is, let's get investment into the Circuit Group, and let's use that investment to help the clients control their own IP. And with the operating capital, we can actually put that back in to increasing the value.
And how much are you guys raising right now?
It depends. It depends on the client. We're raising for the company, and then we have some tech platforms which we're raising for within that, and then we're raising for the artist's IP as well. Right. So there's multiple different levels of conversations happening. And I know that you are obviously fully aware, as being one of our advisors on the board of Amped, about the technology place. There we go.
Bright company, super cool.
Right. So there's different raises going on for different things, and technology is a huge part of how we're going to help increase the value of the IP.
I think it's super smart, man, because in the music industry, now with the tech world, which is I'm really excited to just have you on the show. I think the viewers would be really interested in just learning what that problem is that you're truly solving, because, I got involved with Harvey through this company, Amped, Jerry Campbell. And so with Amped, it's really giving the artist a direct communication on a white labeled branded platform that they can communicate with their super fans. They can sell their merch that way. They partnered up with Streaming Voodoo so they can live stream the concert. So if you're backstage and you want to see your favorite artist, you're going to have that experience in a digital world if you want it. And if you want to jump on a private jet with your favorite artist, there's really cool things that go along with Amped, but the mothership is Circuit Group. So, that's why I'm really interested to learn as much as possible about Circuit Group. I've personally brought investor in for you guys, and he's awesome. Hope you meet him before you have to head back to Miami. But yeah, man, like it's just really exciting. I'm super excited to be a part of it.
Yeah, and mate, and it's amazing having you on board as well. Every one of our advisors or investors is aligned with what we're thinking and understands the issues. And yeah, it's great. Like I said, it's great to have you and your expertise. You've helped us so much already. To talk about some of the problems that we're solving. I mean, I think to say that we're solving them is a large leap. Those problems are always going to be there.
Sure, yeah.
But we are trying to offer an alternative to serve a small group of people that can help benefit the artist.
100%.
So, some of those issues, you just showed me that Snoop Dogg clip, right? Where he's talking about the issues with not knowing, like this, black hole of where the royalties go from streaming and how you don't know what you get paid.
Just seeing exactly the pie chart of streaming in the United States, streaming globally, it's an exciting time. Really it is, I must say,
It's exciting, but streaming got to get their shit together. Because I don't understand how the fuck you get paid off of that shit. Can somebody explain to me how you can get 1 billion streams and not get $1 million? That shit don't make sense to me. I don't know who the fuck running the streaming industry, if you in here or not. But nigga, you need to give us some information on how the fuck to track this money down. Because 1 + 1 ain't adding up to 2. That shit don't add up, and I have to say it. Because that's the main gripe with a lot of us artists, is that we do major numbers with streams and this shit, but it don't add up to the money. Where the fuck is the money? When I first came out, my records would sell based off of physical. If you sold 1 million copies, that means if $9.99, $9 million, you get this percentage, that's what it is. So if I sell how many streams, how much money do I get? It's not being translated and it's not working for the artist right now. And I just want to speak to that. In the music industry, that's fucked up.
Well, I mentioned Dean selling records out the back of his van. When he did that, he knew that he had so many records and they were worth so much money. So at the end of his trip, when he'd driven down the East Coast or the South Coast, he would know exactly how much money that should be. Well, you can go and do 1 million streams on Spotify, and you have no idea what you're going to get paid for that.
Exactly. And the payout takes too long. It's from what I understand, it's 6 to 9 months before the artist gets paid out, and they don't even know if it's accurate because...
Yeah, if you're working with a record label, that's the standard terms of the industry.
Yeah, that's why Snoop Dogg is just man, y'all streaming, we just need to get it together.
Exactly, right?
I don't know when I get paid.
Exactly. It's talking complete sense, right? And then the other thing is, so Spotify, people can click to follow you on Spotify so they get notified when your song comes out. Those people have actively engaged to receive information about that artist.
Correct.
Right?
So it's a direct opt-in.
But it's not from that artist, it's from Spotify.
Right. So Spotify owns it. The artist doesn't.
Yeah, exactly, right? And it's the same thing on Facebook. I have a client called Nero. We've worked with Nero since 2009, right? We had a #1 single, #1 album, we won a Grammy, all back in 2011, 2012. Facebook was king then, and Instagram didn't really exist. In fact, it didn't. It wasn't something we used at all. Twitter was around, but it was just Facebook and Twitter. So we have 1.3 million followers on Facebook, and we have 60,000 followers on Instagram because they like to take some downtime in between being creative and having that output.
Of course.
But unfortunately, with the way technology moves so quickly, unless you're always trying to be relevant and engaged on those social media platforms, you can get left behind. So we put some things out on Facebook just this week to tell them that there's new music coming. And after 2 hours of a post that's supposed to be going out to 1.3 million followers, I checked and we had a reach of 2,500. And you could pay, it was an offer to pay, I think it was $534 for each amount. Anyway, I did the math, and it was going to cost us $30,000 if we wanted to try and reach the full amount of our followers on Facebook.
Really?
Those are fans that we went out to and we got onto the database, right?
Yep.
And it's going to cost us that much money just to reach them each time
And that's
we post.
terrible. That's terrible.
No, I
got a solution for that, by the way.
Brilliant.
So here's a trick whenever it comes to that. And so we've got a technology at my company, Nvatomate, that is called Site Seed Pixel. So with a short line of pixel code embedded in the header of like a landing page, we could drive a lot of those fans to that actual page. So like what I would do, and really what my role is with Amped, is identifying who is the fan of what. So like I used our 3 foot by 3 foot squares, our geo blocks, and I drop polygon points around EDM nightclubs or around festival events. As long as the cell towers aren't redirecting them in case of like an emergency evacuation, we look out for that. But it's a very accurate way to grab the device ID, which is called a mobile advertiser ID, or a MAID as we call it. And as soon as that mobile device penetrates that satellite drawn virtual fence, it's going to capture the phone's MAID, the mobile advertiser ID. It's like a VIN number on a card for your phone. And as soon as that happens, we can, hash encrypt it. We can extrapolate 303 fields of information, so that can identify, okay, which fans like what music. So that's an interesting thing that we can do there. But you take that data then, right? And then you migrate it into a campaign that drives traffic to a landing page where the Sightsee pixel technology is embedded. And whenever somebody visits that page, it's going to create a digital fingerprint for the visitor, and it's going to also reveal 303 fields of information compliantly. So you'll get their first name, last name, address, city, state, zip. Emails populated 51% out of the 45. So if it's 100 people on the site, 45 would be revealed, and half of those would be populated with an email address. So that plus their income, their net worth, like their home values, all this information, hobbies, lifestyle attributes. So like that is really what I think is going to be powerful, is finding out who the fans are and speaking to them accordingly, and really giving the artist the power back so that they actually, have reach directly to the people, like the person, that likes them.
Exactly, right, exactly. And that's incredible. And we're Amped wouldn't be nearly as efficient if it didn't have that. So that's incredible. And then that brings me to leading off from the problems okay, well, what do you do once you've solved those issues or have an alternative to those issues? How do you monetize that traffic, and how do you give things to the fans that they haven't been able to have before? Because there's the gatekeepers like Spotify and any sort of data ring fencing. I'm waffling here, but any time where your data isn't getting made available to the artists, then there's no way they can give back to their fans.
Exactly.
So Amped is a platform primarily for super fans. It'd be available for all fans, but for those super fans, for those that want more from particular artists, Amped is designed to be able to facilitate that. Anything from being able to see live streams from your favorite artists, or communicating one-on-one on a video chat. We can offer experiences. I think that
that's so cool, man. Yeah, and a lot of I think it's going to be very, very beneficial for music fans of a low class, a middle class, a high class, because the artist, can give them, crazy expensive experiences like flying on a private jet with them, or, backstage, but not everybody can afford that. So then you got other things that the artist can offer to people that, are on the low income scale that, is just still special and exciting. And, it gives them that experience of, what's the artist like in real life? What's he like backstage?
Exactly. And then that's what's amazing about your technology, is that you can market to those right people. You can find out who the high net worth individuals are, and you market something to them, because the people on the lower end of the income scale, they might be put off by these larger price ticket items. They might be like, oh, they're selling out. But we know that there's people out there that want that. So how do we get to those people without the stigma?
It's an ABC split, low, middle, high class split on the messaging to them, so that it doesn't come across as, this artist is too bougie for me now. Like, I don't have 250 grand to jump on a jet, but I'll buy your hoodie.
Yeah.
You know?
And just for those that don't know as well, I think that's that $250,000 was a thing. What I believe was Trent Reznor and Nine Inch Nails selling that as an experience. So you meet at the jet terminal, you get on the jet with the band, you fly, you have your own suite, you have your own green room at the event. You go to sound check.
I don't know if I'd want to be on a private jet with Trent Reznor.
I do like Nine Inch Nails.
But yeah, that's an amazing experience that for some person out there that has the money, they would jump at. And I think that those packages, they sold like 10 a year, were the first things to sell as well.
Interesting. That's
so
cool.
So
man.
it's out there. People want that.
That's so cool. I mean, it makes sense. Like, and I would want to be on a private jet with Trent Reznor. Sounds like a great time. So that's awesome. So like, I guess like timeline wise, you just started Circuit Group recently, or like?
Yeah, we announced it. We've been working on it for a couple of months. We just announced really at ADE, Amsterdam Dance Event. We announced our partnership with Defected Records, which is one of the largest independent record companies in the UK.
Man, you're killing it.
Awesome. We're working, like I said, we're working with people that we like working with, like-minded, great, fun people, innovative, and people that, they want to put the artist first and do great by the artist. So.
That's incredible, man. Well, like, I'm excited, and again, I'm just really thrilled to be working with you guys. Like,
likewise.
I'm a big music fan, entertainment industry fan in general. So, like, I'm excited to, marry a lot of the tech that's in my head to the world that you guys are creating for the industry that really seems to need it. So, man, thank you so much for being here, Harvey.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I'm stoked.